Guys, stop looking for other people to solve your emotions. You have to understand the only person who can solve the emotional turmoil within your mind is you. And so every time you gossip, every time you lack the accountability and responsibility to process yourself, to process your emotions, all you're doing is reminding us how much of a bitch you actually are. And so let's get straight into the point. Most of you guys will sit here in your emotional chaos and you'll lack the fucking cognition to look at a fucking mirror and realize that the only person who can fix this is you. And so most of you guys your entire fucking life is this reverberation of spewing out your emotional chaos in a million different forms. Fuck. God gave you the gift of creation, and here you are creating chaos. Here you are creating infinite forms of the emanation of your fucking inner turmoil. And so what you guys have to understand and what you guys have to comprehend is that if you don't look in the mirror and you don't truly understand the only person who can solve your internal chaos is you, you will forever neglect the responsibility of cleaning your internal state. And so just as we exist in the external world, we also have the internal world. And you have to understand that the external world is perceived through your internal lens. And so you see the world as you are, not as it is. Hence, everyone has different perspectives. And so the more you lack the actual accountability to clean your mind, the more your perspective is going to be shit. And the more you're going to reverberate and emanate your perspective, and this is going to corrupt and this is going to disfigure your own potential experience of life. And so most of you guys will go your entire life experiencing nothing but the worst, and then you'll have to lie to yourself out of the finest to the fine. You'll have to lie to yourself. You have to settle for less. Because when you have to admit the truth, this requires bravery, this requires courage, this requires an individual who wants to step up instead of stay down. And in a world full of people who want you to stay down with them so they don't have to be the only one who's down, be the individual to step the fuck up. Most people rather look to the individual next to them instead of looking up and understanding that if that's not the direction, well, then you're fucked. If you're not going up, you're definitely going down. And if you don't have results and you don't have tangible, actual progression, then you've never actually did anything successful. And so you have to understand that success is completion. And so if you can't even be successful with yourself and you can't even complete yourself, what the fuck can you do? And so most of you guys will forever look outside of you and project the internal chaos outside of you because it has nowhere to go, because you lack the fundamental cognition and the self-recognition to break down your own emotions responsibly. And so most of you guys will forever again project your shadow outside of you, and everything around you will become this coat of your internal chaos. You guys will not see clearly, you will lack clarity, and you will lack the actual cognition to process what is going on around you, because you lack the cognition to process what the fuck is going on within you. And so you only live once. And so most people are too afraid to confront themselves because now they have to come to the realization they wasted a lot of fucking time. They have to come to the realization that they put their time and energy into a lot of fucking bullshit. And for some people, that may be too much because they're too weak. And so be the individual to be courageous, be the individual to be strong, and understand that if you don't process your bullshit, well, you're going to be a reverberation of actual bullshit. And so when you project your bullshit, we're just going to flag you as bullshit. And so that means you believe you're worth bullshit because you don't want to process what will create you into a finer thing, that will recreate you into a better, higher quality thing. And so most of you guys lack the recognition that reality in your existence has a quality marker attached to it. And so when we look at certain people and they have a higher quality of life, well, these people are usually high quality people. And when you don't see the world from a clear lens, when you see the world as you are, you will villainize these people. And so I'm tired of all you fucks saying that rich people are evil, or you don't want the nice car, or you don't want abundant amounts of money, because if you could snap your finger and get it, you would. And so because you have to work for it, because you have to actually process yourself and become the higher quality thing to produce the higher quality outcome, now you don't want it anymore. And here you go villainizing and projecting your shadow onto those who outshine you. And so when you lack light, you're definitely the shadow. And so you can't throw shade in the light, because all you're doing is exposing yourself. But when you throw shade with people who exist in the darkness with you, when you guys are just shadow beings sitting there gossiping, you have to understand that the shadow can't expose you. So until you actually get into the presence of something which is the light, until you actually get in the presence of something which is becoming and is higher quality than you, you will not be exposed. And so it's called the law of exposure. And what you see, you will never unsee. And so all you guys who watch me, you guys have to understand that if you don't tighten up, and if you don't begin developing, if you don't begin taking action to a higher quality of life, a higher quality of individual, you're going to exist in a massive amounts of chaos, because the truth will reverberate in your fucking skull until you break mentally, spiritually, and physically. And so the best thing about truth is that it doesn't need your agreement, because it's a fucking fact. And so the more you're an emotional turmoil being, the more you'll actually pretend like emotion is the all causal, is the all factual. But what you have to understand is that the emotion is just a byproduct of what the fuck you refuse to confront within yourself. And so everything you feel is a reflection of you. And everything you lack to process is a reflection of your lack of clarity. And so you will not have a clear lens, because your emotion is the fog, blocking the truth, blocking the light. And so you have to get a grip on your fucking self. You have to look in the mirror, and you have to actually choose to have a higher level of mental well-being. And you have to understand that you exist within your mental space. And so most of you guys will think, oh, mental health, I feel good. But then you actually lack the recognition that you exist within your mind. Everything you perceive is filtered through your mind. And you actually lack the recognition of how powerful and how important it is to actually be at a high level of mental being. And so if your entire reality is emanating through the reflection of your mind, aka everything you do is rooted in your mind, you have to understand the power of your life is simultaneously coherent to your mind and the quality of your mind. And so most of you guys have a mind full of bullshit. It's time to look in the fucking mirror and get a grip on yourself. Peace.